Everyone. My name is Brighton Maker, and as always, it's good to have you here. Have you ever watched someone who is really good at what they do? Think about one person in your family. Maybe it's your grandmother or your mom. She makes this legendary dish, and from time to time, you'd ask her to give you the recipe, and she looks at you like, "What are you saying? Are you speaking foreign language?" She says, I don't have a recipe, but you could just add a pinch of salt, a splash of water here, and a little bit of flour, and voila, you have the meal prepared. And you will just know when it is ready. Yeah, you watch her do the things she's doing. She's putting together this meal. She's not measuring anything. She's not checking any timers. She's not even touching anything or tasting or even smelling the steam. Yeah, she has made this meal over and over again, like thousands and thousands and thousands of times that her mind, her hands know the things in their right measurement, and it feels like second knowledge, like it feels like intuition. Yeah, that is what we will be talking about today. Um, when we often think about intuition, one of the things that some people might think is that, oh, this is something that is mystical. This is something that is restricted to a few people developing the ability to develop this sixth sense when it comes to doing anything. In some other words, well, another word to describe this is mastery. And one way I like to explain this is mastery is it comes from exposing yourself to a wealth of experience. You've exposed yourself so much to a particular craft, to certain methods and methodology, so much so that your brain now recognizes patterns intuitively, and you can even articulate them without thinking. So what I'll try to do is expound on our previous episode on pattern recognition because they are closely related. Building intuition, getting good at recognizing patterns would be helpful to connect the dots. Yeah. So, hmm, scenario one, you're sitting in an interview. On paper, yeah, it looks like a wonderful opportunity. The salary is good, the title is what you wanted, the benefits are great, but as you're talking to the hiring manager, something feels off. You can't point to maybe any single thing in the contract that feels like the red flag, yeah, but something in your gut just keeps nudging and pulling you away from that particular thing. Your inner intuition, yeah, your intuition recognizes subtle tensions, and yeah, logically it feels like you should say yes, but intuitively your mind tells you to run. Yeah, that is one scenario where this after you've built intuition from speaking with people subtly, we are able to pick hints. Maybe from conversational patterns, you can sense something that is going to be a terrible situation. Yeah. How can we build this mastery? How can we build intuition? One way is the high volume approach. Yeah. You cannot develop intuition without reps, without repetition. You cannot think your way into intuition. You have to walk your way into and through it. If you want to be an intuitive leader, you have to lead. If you want to develop intuition when it comes to designing. You have to design a lot of the times. You have to design so much. You have to study design. You have to dissect. You have to expose yourself so much to it that you begin to recognize patterns. You're not going to make perfect decisions, but the goal with this first principle of gaining intuition is to expose yourself to a large number of volume that you now have something in your repository you can fall back on to uh hmm, I've recognized this somewhere, I've seen this before. Yeah. Another way you could also build your gut feeling is that there's this principle of serendipity where we allow time to pass. So this is where we allow time to do its work. Yeah. I know I said volume before, you might think they are the same, but they are different. Allowing time pass, you could just repeat something over and over again in the same day. This is not volume enough. Time still have to do the compounding effects. Yeah. Uh, for when it comes to decision making, you could add buffer time from when you get the whole data points you want to use to consider and the time you make your final decision. Add some buffer time. Yeah. Another way to build intuition is do postmortems for everything you work on, for every project, for every task. Go over it again. Ask yourself, what did I feel in this process? What worked in this process? What are things that made this task more enjoyable or more easy to complete? Yeah. When you can dissect things, when you can do postmortems, you begin to see and recognize patterns faster. Yeah. And with time, you would have a large enough surface area of experience, a large enough breadth, a large enough depth of experience that you have now built up the intuition you're thinking to build. In summary, yeah, mastery, intuition is compressed experience. Quantity will definitely lead to quality. You cannot think your way into intuition. You must flood your system with so much exposure that you now recognize pattern. The more decisions you make, the more actions you take, even the wrong ones, they are also data points along your path to gaining mastery and intuition. Yeah. Allow that to happen, allow time. Yeah. And always do postmortems. Always look through what worked, what did not work. Yeah. And that, my friend, is how you build intuition and gain mastery. Yeah. I've been Brighty Maker. I would. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.